Hello, welcome my dear students again. In my previous class, I discussed about the process of digestion in the both buccal cavity and also in the stomach. Last point is, please excuse, I forgot one point. Preventing the excoriation of the gut wall in the stomach, even though there is hydrochloric acid in the gastric juice. Preventing that action of the hydrochloric acid onto the gut wall, mucus along with the bicarbonates they protect the gut wall against the action of the hydrochloric acid. But mucus is working as a physical barrier. It is right. Mucus is working as a physical barrier, but both mucus and bicarbonates are preventing the action of hydrochloric acid onto the gut wall, preventing the excoriation. And now, I do want to discuss about the mechanism of digestion in the intestine. Mechanism of digestion in the intestine. You know, when the acidic chyme from stomach enters into the intestine, in the intestine, that acidic nature is chyme is neutralized. Chyme is neutralized in the intestine. How? Neutralization of the chyme occurs because of the bicarbonates are released from pancreas. Bicarbonates of the pancreas neutralizing the chyme in the intestine. And one more. The intestine also receiving the pancreatic juice. Whose pH is approximately 8.3. It is alkaline. And also one more, the bile juice. Bile juice also, that is 7.4 pH, also neutralizing the acidic chyme. One more, the intestinal juice. .4. So because of all these secretions, chyme is neutralized, because all pancreatic enzymes and intestinal juice enzymes are working only in the alkaline medium. So as to change that acidic medium of the stomach into the alkaline medium, and also for the neutralization of the chyme, these are helping bicarbonates of the pancreas, pancreatic juice, bile juice, and also intestinal juice. Here one thing, even though I discussed about the functions of the liver in one class, bile juice contain the bile pigments. Bile juice contain the bile pigments. Please note down and make it to be underlined. And also the bile salts, phospholipids, and cholesterol. These are the various contents of the bile juice. Bile pigments, bile salts, and phospholipids and cholesterol. And now I do want to discuss about the process of digestion in the intestine. First of all, digestion of the proteins. Digestion of the proteins in the intestine. Digestion of proteins. Whatever may be the nutrient is, whether it is a protein or a carbohydrate or a lipid or the nucleic acid, the first enzymes working are the first enzymes that are working upon the every nutrient is the pancreatic juice or pancreatic enzyme. Pancreatic enzymes work first upon the byproducts of the pancreatic enzymes. The next enzymes are that works for the digestion of the every nutrient is the intestinal juice, intestinal enzymes. It is very important. The first enzymes are pancreatic enzymes and next enzymes are intestinal juice enzymes. Please remember and make it to be underlined. Next, and the process of digestion of proteins, pancreatic juice contain the enzymes are trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, procarboxypeptidase, nuclease, amylase, pancreatic lipase or steatops. And now, for the digestion of the only proteins now, pancreatic enzymes are trypsinogen, okay, it is obviously it is one inactive enzyme. Trypsinogen is converted into the active trypsin. Trypsinogen is converted into active trypsin. This reaction is catalyzed by one enzyme is the enterokinase enzyme. Enterokinase enzyme. You know that enterokinase is the enzyme of intestinal juice. I write only IJ, intestinal juice. Enterokinase catalyzing the reaction for the conversion of the trypsinogen into trypsin, but this reaction is a must reaction. It is very must reaction or one mandatory reaction, because even though there is a trypsinogen converted into active trypsin, but this reaction B is catalyzed by the presence of the trypsin enzyme itself. So that this reaction is called as autocatalysis. Therefore, if you were asked, the question is, even though there is no enterokinase enzyme, nothing will happen upon the digestion of the proteins, but it impacts upon the protein digestion, because even the second reaction is underwent. Trypsinogen converted into trypsin in the presence of the trypsin, but the trypsin is released only in the first reaction. That is why even though there is autocatalysis, but without the first reaction in the presence of the enterokinase enzyme, this reaction cannot work. Ultimately, this is a must reaction, remember. And one more chemical reaction. You know that pancreatic juice also contains the chymotrypsinogen chymotrypsinogen, inactive enzyme, and that is converted into the chymotrypsin, active chymotrypsin enzyme. This reaction also catalyzed by the trypsin enzyme. Trypsin enzyme. And one more enzyme in the pancreatic juice pertaining to the protein digestion only. Procarboxypeptidase. Procarboxypeptidase is converted into the carboxypeptidase. Procarboxypeptidase converted into carboxypeptidase, but in the presence of same trypsin enzyme. Same trypsin enzyme. Therefore, in my words, when the enterokinase is absent in that man, protein digestion will stop in the intestine. Because when there is no trypsin, second reaction cannot be underwent, third reaction cannot be, fourth reaction cannot be underwent. That is why the enterokinase enzyme is very must enzyme for the conversion of the inactive enzymes into the active form, and the procarboxypeptidase into the carboxypeptidase also been catalyzed with the trypsin enzyme. Ultimately, when the first reaction is not underwent in that man, that will affect upon the protein digestion in the stomach. Totally will stop. Protein digestion totally will stop in the intestine. Therefore, if at all these reactions are underwent, I go forward. Normal reactions are underwent, I go forward. Trypsinogen converted into trypsin, chymotrypsinogen into chymotrypsin, procarboxypeptidase into carboxypeptidase. Therefore, in the stomach, the partial digestion of the proteins are underwent. They are converted into the protease and peptones and also remaining proteins. Therefore, the proteins next hierarchy, smaller than the protein, is the proteose, and last one they are the peptones. Largest, second largest, smallest. Peptones are smallest. And these three nutrients are digested, but in the presence of the enzymes are, one is the trypsin enzyme, active trypsin enzyme, chymotrypsin enzyme, and carboxypeptidase, and one more enzyme is, I write in the red color, that is a different juice enzyme, that is aminopeptidase enzyme. Aminopeptidase enzyme. Aminopeptidase is the enzyme of intestinal juice. Therefore, in my opinion, if the first reaction, because when the chymotrypsin, when the enterokinase is absent, that reaction will stop. Ultimately, even if there is aminopeptidase, I told you that first reactions are pancreatic enzyme action, next reactions are intestine juice enzyme action. That is why when the pancreatic enzymes are not working, second, there is no question of the working of the second intestine juice enzymes. I think you understood my point. Therefore, these are the enzymes which are catalyzing the digestion of the proteins, protease and peptones, and then they are converted into the tripeptides and dipeptides. Tripeptides and dipeptides. I take tripeptides now. tripeptides are digested in the presence of one enzyme is the tripeptidase enzyme. Tripeptidase is the enzyme of intestinal juice. I write only IJ, please. And the tripeptides are converted into the dipeptides and amino acids. I take these dipeptides and dipeptides. Dipeptides are digested in the presence of dipeptidase of intestinal juice, again converted into the amino acid and also amino acid. This is all about the digestion of the proteins in the intestine. Therefore, when you are asked to arrange this hierarchy of the proteins from the lower to higher, one, amino acids, dipeptides, tripeptides, amino acids, dipeptides, tripeptides, peptones, proteases and proteins. This is the hierarchy. Proteins, proteases, peptones, tripeptides, dipeptides, amino acids. This is all about the hierarchy of the proteins. And now, with your permission, I want to discuss about the digestion of the carbohydrates in the intestine. Digestion of the carbohydrates in the intestine. There is a partial digestion of the carbohydrates already underwent in the buccal cavity because 30% of the carbohydrates starch is converted into the disaccharide circle at the maltose. Remaining polysaccharides and that maltose has been totally digested in the intestine. It is as follows. Therefore, the salivary amylase I told you in the beginning itself, for the digestion of any nutrient, whether it is a protein or a carbohydrate or a lipid or a nucleic acid, upon these nutrients, first action should be the enzyme pancreatic enzymes. Pancreatic amylase. The first enzyme is the pancreatic amylase. Therefore, pancreatic amylase, even the salivary amylase was worked in the buccal cavity. Okay, that is over. In the buccal cavity, 30% of the starch is converted into the maltose in the presence of the salivary amylase. But in the intestine, pancreatic amylase works upon the carbohydrate. It is a polysaccharide. And the polysaccharide carbohydrates are digested into the disaccharides. A polysaccharide into disaccharides. What are the various disaccharides that are formed by the action of the pancreatic amylase upon the polysaccharide? One is the maltose, sucrose and the lactose. Maltose, sucrose and lactose. It's a dimer, disaccharide. Next. So, the first enzyme is the amylase, but that amylase is the pancreatic amylase. After that pancreatic amylase work was over, next the intestinal enzymes are working. This is the first reaction. This is very mandatory. Second one is I take maltose, Maltose is digested in the presence of enzyme is the maltase enzyme. Okay, I write once again without confusion. It's an intestinal enzyme, maltase enzyme. It's a disaccharide. It is a polysaccharide. Works on polysaccharide, converts into disaccharides. Maltase is a disaccharide. Works upon the disaccharide, converts into monosaccharides. The meaning of the maltose is equals to 1 glucose plus glucose. Over. Second one, the sucrose. Digested in the presence of one enzyme is sucrase enzyme. Once again, intestinal juice enzyme. Sucrose is equals to glucose plus fructose. Glucose, one glucose molecule and a fructose molecule forms a sucrose. It's a disaccharide. I take lactose now. Digested in the presence of lactase enzyme. Lactase converts the lactose into glucose plus galactose. It's a monosaccharide, mono. These are all monosaccharide, but these are disaccharides. This is all about the digestion of the carbohydrates in the intestine. But there is one application question. If at all 100 molecules of maltose, sucrose and lactose were digested, counted on the total number of the molecules of glucose, total number of the molecules of fructose, total number of molecules of galactose are found. Therefore, 100 molecules of the maltose digested into glucose and glucose, it is equals to 100 molecules of glucose and 100 molecules of glucose. 100 molecules of sucrose is equals to 100 molecules of glucose and 100 molecules of fructose. 100 molecules of lactose is converted into 100 molecules of glucose and 100 molecules of the galactose. Therefore, if at all total maltose, sucrose, lactose, everyone is 100 molecule, 100 molecule, 100 molecule are digested, at last total number of the glucose molecules are 400. 100 plus 100 plus 100 plus 100. 400 molecules of glucose, 100 molecules of fructose, 100 molecules of galactose are formed. This is one small application question pertaining to the digestion of the carbohydrates in the intestine. So far, I discussed about the digestion of the proteins in the intestine, digestion of the carbohydrates in the intestine, and I hope you understood my lesson. Thank you very much for listening to me.